Some Nigerian business owners and sales professionals have started trying insight led selling techniques, and that is really commendable. I've noticed because some of the WhatsApp outreach I've been receiving, the quality of the WhatsApp outreach I've been receiving is changing, it's improving, and I'm glad that people are trying to sell in a way that is more, how will I put it, more valuable to potential customers, more valuable to our audiences, to our potential clients, because these are the kinds of things that spawn conversations. So that's the reason why I'm making today's podcast episode, just to explore, to introduce some of you to that different style of selling by using insights to start the conversation. Then we're going to use a case study to show how one particular Nigerian business owner tried the process out with me. And then we'll run a couple of ideas about how he could have done it better, so that if you are going to try to sell using these kinds of techniques, you're going to be able to do it with greater success. Now, before we get to the meat of today's episode, if you would love to connect with me, you can call me, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 08064662140. If you're interested in a 15-minute sale audit or a business audit, then you can WhatsApp me on 08064662140 or join my WhatsApp channel. Just send me a message and I'll hook you up. Please, when you reach out to me, don't try to sell me something, because obviously I'm trying to sell you something. So that's rude. Don't try to sell me something. All right, now back to the meat of what we're talking about today. So, insight-led selling. Now, in this part of the world, people usually lead the conversation with buy my stuff because I'm the greatest, I'm the fastest, I'm the best, I'm the newest, I'm the brightest, I'm the cheapest, I'm the, whatever. People, what they do is product-based selling. They're going with the product. They're going with features of the product. It's all about the product. So if somebody wants to sell you headphones, it'll be buy these headphones. It's from China. It's from America. It's 20 decibels. It's expensive. It's cheap. It's brand new. It is this. It is that. It is second hand. It is, whatever it is. Sure, they're talking about things about the product in order to sell the thing. So product-led selling is a way that most Nigerians know how to sell. Take this thing, boast about it, brag about it, try and convince the person to buy. So part of the impetus behind this podcast is I'm trying to show my Nigerian brothers and sisters that there are other ways to sell that are much more effective and often can allow you to command a higher price. Because when you're doing a product-based pitch, you are going to be put in that category of people who are just peddling. Because at the end of the day, if you're coming and you say, buy this earphone, buy this speaker, buy my insurance, buy my whatever, because it's the newest, it's the best, it's the brightest, it's the fastest, it's the cheapest, it's the whatever, you're going to be compared to absolutely every single other person who is using that same approach in trying to sell their product or their service. By the way, apologies for the noise in the background because I'm making today's recording at home. The kids are home. It's a holiday, so expect to hear some noise in the background. So a lot of Nigerians, what we do is product-led selling, product-based selling. Let me just put it that way. Please, it's not the same thing as product-led growth. Product-led growth is a different philosophy of selling. I'll talk about that in a future podcast. So that's it. Most people just pitch the product. So this whole thing around insights or insight-led selling is we're looking for ways to start the conversation with a stranger, because at some point we're going to run out of friends and family members and we have to start talking to strangers. So we need to come up with a strategy for talking to strangers. And now all these approaches about leading with insight is to try and figure out how to start a conversation with a stranger in a way that they will be open or receptive, that they'll want to hear you. Because look, this is Nigeria. Everybody is tired of the product pitch. People are tired of, bros, go buy, see I'm now, brand new, this, it fast, it cheap, it this, is black, and the whole thing. Feature, product. Nobody wants to hear that. That's the reason why when they see you coming, they say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. You haven't even opened your mouth, but they see you, no, thank you, I'm not interested. So, one of the responses is to use insights to start the process. One solution or one way about how you can apply insights is when you approach someone and then you tell them something about them or about their business that is either good or that is bad. They want to hear what insights you have. Then that will now lead you to start talking about your product or your service. How your product or service can beef up the good things that they have or can get rid of the bad things that they have. So, if you're trying to sell skin, I say skin, sell skincare products, and every single time you walk up to a lady and you say, "My sister, buy this my bleaching cream. It's pawpaw cream, is potato cream, it is carrot cream, it is this cream, it is that cream, it is the newest, it is da da da. This is the one that Mercy Johnson. Okay, no, Mercy Johnson is black. Who is yellow now? What's her name? What's her name now? T.Y. Danjuma's wife. What's her name? Anyway, Danjuma now, that celebrity, Lagos Housewives. So now the soap way Danjuma they use, now the one way Bianca Ojuku they use, blah blah blah. That's product that's product based selling. You're just pitching the product. But instead, if you come with some insights, like, sister, this your skin is very good, or I like this your sheen. I can see that you're using a very beautiful product because see as your tone just even, everything nice, everything sweet. Of course, the woman will say, thank you very much, my sister. Thank you very much, my sister. Then maybe you ask some questions about the product that the lady is using. Of course, she'll be willing to talk about what it is that is giving her this correct skin. But then if from there you now say that, sister, all these soap way they use, all this cream way they use, is good. But the problem be say, see as you are now, you just they sweat anyhow, you they sweat. The reason why you're sweating is because this thing is a cocoa butter or is a shea butter kind product. But some other products they where if you rub this soap, if you rub this cream, your natural color will show, but go they sweat like this. So you see that scope. If you come at this thing with a product pitch, saying, sister, buy my soap, buy my soap, buy my cream. Now shea butter, now this one, now pawpaw, now this, you see, people, no, thank you, I'm not interested. But then you try and come with some insights. Say, sister, this your skin is lovely. See your glow, looking good, looking smooth. She blushed. She said, thank you very much. And they say, this your cream. Which one do you use? Which one do ask some more about it? Oh, is this product? It is SPV 45. It is this, it is that. I say, okay. These ones are good. Oh, it's just that because it is cocoa based or shea butter based, you begin to sweat, and your skin will now be doing sheen, and it's not good. You need something that will give you that matte look. Then from there, you see, so you use insight. You come as if you're delivering insight. From then, you begin to sell. You begin to pitch. So that's the idea. How do you start a conversation with a potential customer? So basically, you show up. You give some insights. This is something I've noticed about you. This is something I've noticed about your business. This is something I've noticed about your skin. This is something I've noticed about your website. This is something I've noticed about your car. This is something I've noticed about your marketing. This is something I've noticed about your branding. This is something I've noticed about your, whatever. And you use that to start the conversation. Now, for those of you who are long-time listeners of the product, and you remember when I changed my last podcast art design over to the one that I had currently. That is how the conversation with Elizabeth started. That is how it started. Elizabeth started off by saying, wonderful podcast, love what you do, really inspirational, blah blah blah. But Sir Novex, I noticed that your podcast art it's as if you designed it yourself. Is that the case? We laugh about it, we talk about it, and before you know it, she's now designing something new for me. The thing started with insight. She didn't send me a message saying, hello, this is me. My name is Elizabeth. What I do is this. I'm the best. I'm the brightest. I'm the fastest. That was not how we went. She came, compliment, insight, and then from there, this is how my product or service is going to be for what is good or get rid of what it is that is bad. And then, of course, after that, you now ask the person if they are interested in having a meeting or in having a call. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. My kids were fighting. I had to go and settle it, because I only have boys. That's the disadvantage of having boys. They get up to all kinds of issues. All right, so where was I? So now the call to action is now, are you interested in having a meeting so we can explore specific proposals, blah, blah, blah. So that's the call to action. If people are interested, then you're having a conversation. Now, the advantage is this of trying to use insight-led approaches. Because it is something that is seemingly valuable. Lots of people are interested, and their guard is down because it's value laden. I'm obviously telling you something that is good about what you have, or I'm telling you something that is basically I'm coming with good insights. I'm coming with value. Then this kind of selling, the benefits of doing this is that it gets you into a conversation immediately where the focus is on a solution. You can transition easily and quickly to focusing on what the main issue is on at hand. Then it also allows you to go easy into need analysis. And then it also helps you to explore whether the person has any sense of urgency. So it is cream that you're selling. Because you take this approach, you can get straight to the matter of whether this woman thinks the oily skin is a problem or not. Because there's some people who like cream that will bring out their color, but as far as they're concerned, the fact that they're sweating is not a problem. In fact, they even like the shine, that they're shining bright. And there's some people who prefer the matte look, like you're not oily, like your skin is matted up, is dry. You'll be able to head straight into the meat of the matter if you take this kind of approach. Now, an example is a fellow reached out to me. His name is Jacob. Well, not his real name anyway, but let's call him Jacob. Calling him Jacob because, anyway, it's not important. Let's just call him Jacob. So, he reached out to me on WhatsApp, and he said he was reaching out to businesses, to people who are in the photography business based in Abuja. He noticed that I have a strong presence, and he noticed something about my online presence that if we tweak can help me to attract premium clients. And then he went straight into his sales pitch. It's a one-page website, 3 to 5 days, blah, 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 blah. And then he asked if I can show up for a short call so that he can show me what it is that he noticed. So you can see the inside-led approach, which is, bro, I've seen your website, I've seen your online presence. The thing looks correct. However, if we tweak one or few things, we will help get you premium clients. So how far are you interested? So anyway, I responded to him because I want to be polite, and I told him I'm not in photography anymore. And I asked him, is it photography only or other services? Because who knows, I might want to make a website soon. And then I don't want a phone call, so I told him, send a voice note to say what it is that you saw. Now, this is the mistake he made. He responded through a voice note. But he responded by saying, no, it's not just photography services we do. And then he went into a sales pitch again, and he ended the sales pitch with no call to action. He didn't say what it is that he wanted next. So me, I listened to the audio, and then I just ignored. Because honestly speaking, it's not as if he asked for anything. I said send a voice note, and the voice note was basically just buy from me because I'm the best, I'm the fastest, 3 to 5 days, this, that, blah, 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 blah. He didn't give me the insight that he promised. Now, if you're going to use insight-led selling strategies, what you should do is actually deliver that insight. Because that's the whole point why somebody said yes, that they want to listen to you or talk to you. So what he should have done was he should have leaned into the conversation. I said I'm no longer into photography. He should have said, oh, sorry about that. Can you tell me more about what you do now? You're leading somebody into a conversation and you're building rapport. He could have asked, okay, for the new business, do I have a website? We could have engaged in conversation. He could have asked me what my goals were around having a website. We could have had that as a conversation. So he should have leaned in. Whenever somebody says something, don't just gloss over. Engage with that thing that they've said. In my own case, I said I'm not in photography anymore. He should have engaged with that and then tried to push forward for a conversation. Then another mistake he made is the guy just wanted to do his sales pitch. Anyhow, the guy want pitch. So opening message, the guy pitch. Voice note, the guy pitch. Look, sales pitch no be by force. It's not by force, by force. And even if you must do sales pitch is not at the beginning. You do it at the end of the process. That's when you try to pitch and try and get somebody to buy. So sales pitch no be by force. Stop doing it at the beginning. Know who you're talking to, know what the problem is, then do it at the end. Then another big mistake that the fellow made. He didn't put any call to action. He just dropped the voice note, buy from me, I'm the fastest, 3 to 5 days, something, end, full stop. That was it. How will somebody reply if you do not end with a call to action? A call to action is when you ask the person to do something. Or if you don't end with a question begs a response. You could have ended this message with a question. You could have asked if I'm willing to take a meeting. You could have asked if I'm still interested in the call. You could have asked if I wanted to learn more about his product. He could have asked if I want to see some samples. He could have asked me to show him samples of websites I like. In fact, that's a good one. Okay, bro, I'd like to have a chat with you more, but, before we schedule a call, can you show me examples of what you would like your website to look like or websites that you admire? He could have done anything to try and stay in the conversation, but he didn't do that. So if you want to do insight-led selling, it's good. Just make sure that you actually deliver the insight that you promised. And please remember that selling is a conversation. It's not about the pitch. Pitching no be by force by force. But if you must deliver a sales pitch, you don't do it at the beginning, you do it at the end. Let's look to relationships. You don't show up when you see a fine babe and you say, "Oh, yeah, marry me." It's not like that. Eventually you will tell her, "Marry me," but you tell her at the end. You won't tell her at the beginning. It's the same thing if you're a woman and you like a guy. You know, you won't tell him at the beginning, "Be my boyfriend." You start off by saying, "You're a fine boy," and then you will start laughing and giggling. Eventually, you get to the point of where you're asking him that, "Look, what are we?" You see, that's how it is. Eventually, you make your pitch, you make your move, but you don't move from the beginning. When you move from the beginning, you're pushing people away. In relationships, if you move from the beginning, you're pushing people away. If you say, "Fine girl, be my wife," you're pushing her away. If you say, "Buy from me, I'm the greatest, I'm the brightest," you're pushing people away. The sales pitch is at the end. Get to know her first. Later on, you now say, "Babe, if not be you, nobody else. You must marry me." Then it will sound romantic. You pull that stunt in the beginning, you sound like a creep. You pull it at the end, you're a romantic fellow. The same thing with babes. You pull that stunt at the beginning, you're desperate. You pull that stunt at the end, you say, "Kai, this babe love me die." And you know what? Truly, she'll make a good wife. That's how it is in business. The pitch is not by force. It doesn't always have to be in the beginning. So, applying these principles can be tricky. If you need me to help you to look at it in your particular business circumstances, then call me. Send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. If you're interested in a 15-minute sales audit or business audit, WhatsApp me on the same number, 080-6466-2140. Or if you'd like to join my WhatsApp channel, send me a message on the same number and I'll hook you up. So that's all for today, pretty much. And if you got value from today's episode, please share it with someone else. Get them to subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or any player of their choice. Let's help the podcast grow. I'm making progress, and I like the fact that I'm making progress. Since you're not giving me any money, that's the least you can do. Help me grow the podcast. All right, so that's it. But anyway, seriously, reach out to me, 080-6466-2140. I'll catch you all some other time.